Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. You're watching my series on how to become a cabin crew. I know a lot of you have been asking me this question since Singapore Airlines has been hiring quite rapidly as to what are the different processes, how should I go about applying for the interviews, how should I submit my online application process. A few questions that came up during the live sessions were about the height and the weight requirement and what is the educational qualification, and a lot of these questions which have been asked quite a lot by a lot of you. So based on your ideas and your opinions and your requests, I have decided to do this series where I'm going to be talking about a particular airline, and I'm going to talk about the application process followed by the interview process and tell you exactly what are the steps involved. And because you know I'm really biased towards Singapore Airlines, it has been one of my favorite airlines, and given the fact that I've been with the airline for 10 years, I will definitely want to kick off this series with Singapore Airlines, in which I'm going to cover step by step what is the process to apply for Singapore Airlines, and also I'm going to cover the interview process. I'm also going to be talking about the online video process which is conducted by Singapore Airlines to conduct the interviews in different parts of the world. So this video is going to talk about the application process in a little more detail. We're going to start off by understanding what are the requirements and the eligibility criteria. So the best way to find out as to what are the requirements is to straight go to the website, and that's what I'm going to do for you guys right now. I'm going to show you how to access information because you know I believe in empowering people and not spoon feeding them. So I'm going to tell you how you can find that information for yourself. So first and foremost, all that you need to do is just go to the website, and because I go to the website so much, it's already on my browser. So just click on singaporeair.com, and when you see the website, just scroll all the way to the bottom of the page and you will see an option that says careers, and just below careers you will see an option that says cabin crew. So click on cabin crew and it will redirect you to the page where it's going to give you all the details about not just the application process, but also about the training, the remuneration, and some of the service benefits. So a lot of you have been asking me a question about the salary and the benefits with Singapore Airlines. You can actually find this information right here. Based on your flight patterns and flying hours, how much can you earn, how long is the contract. It's a 5-year employment contract, and also some of the benefits that you would get in terms of the free travel and stuff. It's all listed here, so you can see that information. So Singapore Airlines hires from quite a few different locations in the world, and they're all listed here. They hire from Singapore, they hire from Malaysia, Hong Kong, China, Taiwan, India, Indonesia, Japan, Korea, and Thailand. So these are some of the places where Singapore Airlines is currently hiring from. When we talk about all these places, Singapore Airlines hires both flight and flight stewardess from 3 locations, which is Singapore, Malaysia, and Hong Kong. The rest of the locations, they only hire flight stewardess. So I hope this answers that question, because a lot of you asked me this question, if you can apply for Singapore Airlines if you're a male cabin crew aspirant. But the rest of the places like Thailand, Korea, Japan, Indonesia, India, Taiwan, China, they do hire only flight stewardess. Let's move on to talk about the eligibility criteria. Now, height and weight requirements actually are the same for any given place that you're applying from. The minimum height requirement is at least 1.5 meter for females and 1.65 meter for male in order to carry out the safety and emergency procedures on board the flight. Now this is the same across the border, which means any country that you're applying from, Singapore Airlines need you to have this minimum height for male and female candidates. Now talking about the weight, BMI again remains the same across the board. You have to have the normal BMI. You cannot be underweight, you cannot be overweight. There is a very easy way to find out whether you have the normal BMI. all that you need to do is just go online, look for a BMI calculator. And however, when it comes to the educational qualification, it is a little bit different for different countries. Now, this is because when you are coming to Singapore from an overseas country, Singapore has certain regulations in terms of employing you, so they need to apply for an employment pass for you, and they need you to have certain educational qualification. The easiest way to find this information is actually on the website itself. So just scroll through the website, and whichever country that you're from, say for example you're from China, when you click on China, you'll be able to see what is the educational qualification that is required by Singapore Airlines for you to be able to apply with them. It also tells you the minimum age limit. Now, in all categories, in all countries, the minimum age limit is actually 18. But again, depending on what they require from you. So, you're applying from India, for example. They want you to be minimum 18, but at the same time, they want you to be a university degree holder. Now, we all know that it's not possible practically to have a university degree if you're only 18. It also says here that you have to be university degree holder, but you're eligible if you're graduating by January 2019, which means that if you are already in the process of getting your degree and you know that you're going to graduate by January 2019, you're actually eligible to apply. Now, this keeps changing based on obviously the time of the year that they're recruiting. So just check out for this information and you'll be able to easily access this information on the website itself. Moving on, we're going to talk about the application process. Now, the application process is different for different countries. Again, you should be able to find that information on the page itself, but I'm going to simplify that for you a little bit here in this video. So to begin with, I'm going to talk about the 3 countries where usually they conduct walk-in interviews, which is Singapore, Malaysia, and Indonesia. So all you need to do if you're applying from either of these 3 countries is to go online again on the website. And if you are from Singapore, you have to be a Singapore citizen, but from my understanding, you can also be a Malaysian citizen and still go for the walk-in interview, which has been told to me by the insider information that I have. So what you need to do is basically just go online, and if you fulfill all the requirements, just download the application form, which is right here, if you can see. So when I click on the application process, this window opens up, and all I need to do is just download this form and fill in the form and then appear for the walk-in interview. So the same process is applicable if you are applying for Malaysia. For Malaysia, you can either be again a Singaporean or a Malaysian citizen. Same thing, if you are able to fulfill the requirements, just go ahead and download the application form, fill the application form, and appear for the walk-in interview on the designated date. One is Indonesia. So when you click on Indonesia, again, if you fulfill all the requirements, all that you need to do is just click on the application form and download the application form. The application form differs a little bit for different countries. So of course, just remember to download the right form based on which country you're in. The next country that we're going to talk about is China. Now, if you're from China, again, all you need to do is just go on the website and click on the China link. And for China, what they usually do is they have recruitment partners, which is fasco.com. Since there is no online application form listed on the website, if you fulfill the requirements again, all that you need to do is go to fasco.com. And for me, I apologize because I don't read Chinese. I won't be able to tell you where exactly is the application form, but you can go through the details and download the application form and fill in the necessary details and appear for the interview. The next 3 countries that we're going to be focusing on would be Thailand, Hong Kong, and Taiwan. So for these 3 countries, they actually invite you for the interview. What you basically need to do is, if you're from Taiwan, for example, go online, submit an online application form. After submitting the online application form, say for example, when you click on Taiwan, it's right here, click on the application form, and it will direct you to the form. If you're from Hong Kong, again, the same thing, submit the online application form. And of course, if you're from Thailand, right here, please submit an online application form. So after you've submitted the online application form, they will actually invite you if you are shortlisted for the interview. And they have listed down where the interviews are conducted, but then you can't really walk in because according to the website, it says shortlisted candidates will be invited for the interview. Now let me just quickly take you through this online application form. So when you click on the online application form, you will be most likely directed to a screen which says apply now or apply with LinkedIn. Let's talk about the three countries that are left, which is India, Japan and Korea. Now for these three countries, the process is quite similar. You will be submitting an online application form as I just showed you. When you go to India, you can see the option to click on the online application form. When you go to Japan, you will also see an option to click on the online application form. However, in the case of Korea, because the option is closed right now, they're not recruiting at the moment, you will not be able to see that option that says online application form. Just follow the same process as I told you earlier. The only difference when it comes to India, Japan and Korea is that instead of inviting you directly for the interview, they actually invite you for an online video interview. What that means is basically they will send you a link and a code for an online video interview, and once you have that link and a code, you have to just sit in front of your phone or your laptop and do a digital interview. I'm going to be talking about this digital interview in the next part very shortly, so stay tuned. In the meantime, I really hope this particular part has helped you a little bit more in understanding what the whole application process is like. The only thing to take note of is Singapore Airlines has been hiring quite rampantly. So if you want to be a part of the Singapore Airlines crew, the first thing to do is keep visiting their website on a daily basis to check as to when is the application open for different parts of the world. Go ahead and apply, and of course to get more information as to how you can clear your interview, stay tuned. I'm going to be talking about the interview processes, and you can always watch my other YouTube videos where I've talked about step-by-step processes in terms of different things that are involved in interview processes. So I really hope this video is going to be of help, and if it is, please do like and share. And if you still haven't subscribed, do subscribe to my channel. I also do a lot of personal coaching. Do drop me an email. My email is mentioned below, and I'll be really happy to help if you have any other questions as well. So stay happy, stay pretty, stay handsome, and love you guys.